Good morning, St. Andrews College. I'm Colin Phillips, and this is SAC Today. Welcome back. Our top story today, war in Ukraine. Russian forces are besieging Ukraine's largest cities and seizing resources and territory in an assault on Europe's second largest nation. Rallies in support of Ukraine are now popping up worldwide, including here in Canada. Head of Upper School, Mr. Shrimpton, shared his experience and an important message with students at Assembly last week. I sat down with him to hear more. I understand you were at the protest at Nathan Phillips Square this weekend. Could you tell us what that was like?
So we started actually at Yonge and Dundas Square and sort of walked onto the scene of what were at that point sort of like maybe 1,000 people in that square. Traffic was closed off. Everybody had flags, Canadian flags, other nations' flags. And then from Yonge and Dundas Square, we walked to Nathan Phillips Square. And all of a sudden there were literally at least 10,000 people. There was an MP from Manitoba who had flown in. The Deputy Prime Minister, Chrystia Freeland, spoke. And then there was the President of the Ukrainian Congress who also spoke. So it was an incredible scene, and it was just this emotional time of all these people coming together to share in the same cause and the same sort of support for the people of Ukraine. I wanted to speak to the students in Assembly this morning because I think in the context of people's understandings of history, sometimes it appears as though they're talking about things that happened that has no impact on them, and it happened a long time ago, and why should I care about this? I wanted to stand up and talk about the fact that you need to pay attention and you need to educate yourself and you need to understand that history was happening in front of them and they need to understand it. And most particularly that we have a Ukrainian student at our school and that he was actually not in Assembly because he was actually speaking to his parents in the Ukraine during the Assembly and what he might be going through at this particular time, and they need to understand that this is real. And not just the support for Ukraine, but supporting students also who are Russian. I think one of the most incredible things about St. Andrews is that we care about each other, we care about people in our community, we care about people around the world, and so we're coming together as a community today to let everybody know that we're there for them, the people of Ukraine, the people in our community.
The Andrean community includes many faculty, staff, and students with strong ties to Russia and Ukraine. I had a chance to speak with grade 11 Ukrainian student Yegor Zhukov about his concerns for his family and homeland. Let's take a look.
My name is Yegor. I'm from Ukraine. I'm 16 years old. I'm in grade 11. I came to St. Andrews last year. I'm playing now in U18 AAA. I'm a goalie.
I understand your family was close to Kiev when the attack started. Can you tell us about that?
I first think it's fake, but after I check all news and I understood this war, I just called my brother. I say, war started. Should we call our parents? Okay, maybe no, because they were still sleeping. It was 5:30 a.m. And after when I saw that rockets started shooting close to my house, I called them at 6:30 a.m. They were still sleeping. My mother told me that she heard some explosions, but she said maybe just normal. They just say, okay, we just need to come down and understand what to do. Now they're not in safe. Now they're kind of in a basement, sitting. So I didn't speak with them more than 2 days. I was trying to call them today, but there is no connections, no Wi-Fi, no electricity at all. Russia just destroyed everything. There is rockets flying now close to Kyiv. We're living, fortunately, not right in the Kyiv. We're living outside, 40 kilometers out. So yeah.
How does it feel for you to be in Canada and they're back in Ukraine?
I mean, it's hard to say because you want to go back to Ukraine. You just don't want to be here. You want to be close to your family, to all your friends. You just want to be close to your country and you want to be a part of it. If I would be in Ukraine, I would just start helping people. I would start doing charity. As already my friends now just are trying to take some money. They're bringing boots. Now there's like a lot of people who is in bunkers in Ukraine, they're helping them. I'm pretty sure I would do the same. Ukraine for me is the best country in the world. There's the best people in the world. Like if you will come, everyone like would love to see you, will accept you as our friends, as our brothers. And now it's really painful to see how like just Russians destroy your countries. It's hard to see how destroying Kiev, because it's my like city where I born, when I spent most of my life. They're destroying all places where I was chilling. I was just like meeting with friends, girls. They're just like destroying our schools. It's really hard to see it. Even like sometimes you just want to cry, but like it's really painful to see.
Thank you very much, Igor. I really appreciate that, taking the time to talk to us about your experiences today.
Thanks.
Jaeger's teammates on the U18 AAA hockey team showed their support by adding Ukrainian flags to their helmets. Let's all stand together to support Jaeger through these difficult times. As of late February, many pandemic restrictions are relaxing in Ontario, and our sports teams were able to get back into competitions. Although it was an extremely abbreviated season for most winter term teams, we look forward to the first full spring term of sports in 2 years. Let's go Saints! Also something to look forward to, your prefects are bringing back the semi-formal dance on April 2nd. Let's take a look at the promo from my fellow prefect, Kyle Murphy. We can also look forward to the upcoming Celtic concert, a return of the Highland Games clan competition, and parade season for the music and cadet leadership programs. It's been a minute since we've all gathered on the quad in our scarlet uniforms, and I look forward to working with you all in preparation for the annual cadet inspection. Dilius Gubroth. Finally, before we head off to a very well-deserved March break, junior correspondents Declan and Gabriel St. Marie checked in with their peers about some deep thoughts.
Hi, I'm Declan St. Marie from SAC Today, and
I'm Gabriel St. Marie, and this is Shower Thoughts.
why do humans cut down birdhouses to then make more birdhouses?
Oh man, that's so true. So basically, I could see why they do it. Cause
the birds are living in the trees, right? But we as humans have to take those trees and turn them into houses, right? But the houses are not only for the humans. Think about it.
they're for the birds.
Why are pizzas circular, but they come in boxes, and we eat them as triangles?
It tastes better when it's a triangle, but it looks better when it's a circle.
Ancient poets could have been rappers, but they just lost their beat.
That's true, man. You think about it, Shakespeare wrote a whole rap opera, and then he's just there now. You know, he's dead. You know.
Who do you think the most famous spy in the world is?
James Bond.
Doesn't that make him the worst spy?
Oh my God.
If you see an endangered animal eating an endangered plant, what do?
You ask it politely to stop.
Thank you. What?
You kill them both, okay?
How can there be self-help groups?
What do you mean?
Help yourself, but with other people.
Get back here!
Is it possible to stand backwards on stairs?
Yes.
If I punch myself in the face and it hurts, does that make me weak or strong?
I changed my answer to no. Technically, I'm going up the stairs. Now I'm going down the stairs. Hold up!
Thanks for watching Shower Thoughts. And for SSC Today, I'm Gabriel St. Marie.
And I'm Declan St. Marie.
For SAC Today, I'm Colton Phillips. Thank you for watching.